What's up?
Alrighty, starting in whatever hell this program loads. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Come on! Come
Hi, and welcome to Crossborder Gaming, episode 179. I am...
The penultimate episode of Crossborder Gaming.
Yes, exactly. I am Frank, aka Master in Toronto, Canada.
And I'm Harold, aka H-Bomb, down here in Southwest Florida.
Jesus Christ, it's been 2 weeks.
Yep. Yeah, we're just trying to stretch out CBG into September. And we had literally nothing to talk about last week.
No, it was pretty slim pickings last week. So, until that other news story that broke up, which will be our main topic. But anyways, let's get on to what we've been playing here. Harold, you look like you have the shorter list for a change.
Would you believe I only played Rock Band Blitz once this week? And that was like for one song.
It doesn't matter. Heroin is heroin.
You know what? I think after 2 years, I am finally starting to come off of Rock Band Blitz.
I don't think so. That's like me not playing GTA 5 for like a couple of months and then going back on the wagon.
Yeah. Although I did, a couple weeks ago, the Spinal Tap DLC that is now off the, or at least should be off the stores. Microsoft had the 2 packs for each, for $1 each. So I figured at that price I had to take them.
Jesus. How much?
I mean, that's insane cheap. I mean, $1. That's what one song costs.
That's fine. Have you done the math on any of your Rock Band purchases?
I'm afraid.
You're afraid? I still would love to see the statistics. How much you actually spent on songs.
Yeah. Speaking of DLC, Mario Kart 8. The Mercedes DLC, the free LC, is out. Also, Nintendo announced this week 2 DLC packages. 3 drivers, 4 tracks. 3 drivers, 4 cars, 8 tracks. Each first coming out in November, the second in May. And if you pre-order them both, you get immediate access to 8 additional colors of Yoshis and 8 additional colors of Shy Guys.
Why wasn't that released months ago?
I don't know. But some of the DLC characters include Link and a couple Animal Crossing characters, Villager and Isabelle. And some of the stages and cars are from other Nintendo games as well, like Blue Falcon is one of the cars in the first pack, I believe. Yeah, Captain Falcon's car. Falcon Punch! But yeah, nice to know that Nintendo's trying to do something right. Rogue Legacy. Maybe my new Rock Band Blitz.
What? How come?
It's just one I keep. It's probably the game I've played the most in the past couple weeks. Maybe because it's easy to pick up and play, but it's also easy to lose track of time on. And the fact that it's on Vita, I could just chill in my favorite chair over there and just play for an hour or so.
Actually, the way it looks right now, at least your video feed, looks like you're being interrogated.
I didn't do it! I swear! Doctor Who Legacy. iOS game. It's essentially a match 3 puzzler with some RPG elements in with a Doctor Who theme. The main reason I got into it was the last Loot Crate. They had a code for some free stuff in the game. The game itself is a free-to-play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And finally, Centris came out last week as an early access game. This is a music puzzler, if that's a thing. You actually make, in the process, you actually make a song, and you have four tracks, colors. You gotta match colors or shapes in the song, and I have played up through all 3 easy puzzles, both medium puzzles, and I have attempted the hard puzzle.
And the big.
Essentially, with the hard puzzle, I put one piece in and I fill up. It kind of keeps me from putting stuff in, and it gets a little frustrated. But I just have to play it more. But I mean, it's an early access game. I believe the woman who's making it said next year will be the final version, but I'm enjoying what is out now, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it's going to become.
So it's got a Minecraft effect on you.
Yeah.
Nice. I see you're also advertising for Subway tonight.
What? Subway?
It looked like a Subway cup.
USF.
It looked like
a...
I wish Subway would have sponsored us. That would have been awesome.
I wish Harmonix would have sponsored us. That would have been really awesome.
Well, they still haven't sent some hot chick to your house. They can have Harmonix. You want to make someone very happy with lifetime memories? That's what you do.
And they're not listening. They're in the process of getting to Seattle, if not already there.
Where marijuana is legal. Anywho, is that it?
That is it.
Well, I started doing heroin again as well, not just you, so I did play some GTA 5. Played some online while they had the double the, RP on the weekend. It's nice. It still remains to be nice. I played some more Battle Block Theater earlier, actually, because I'm trying to finish it so I can get it over and done with. I played Dishonored, which was free. I'm still not feeling it. I guess just like with you, Bethesda games just don't do it for me. I don't know what it is.
Does it play like Skyrim?
It kind of does play like Skyrim. Initially,
that's right, I didn't like Fallout 3 either.
I thought Fallout had a great story and had a lot of cool
I know. Fallout 3 wasn't nearly as frustrating for me as Skyrim was.
It wasn't so much for me, I just didn't have the interest. Although it's a great there's cool things to do in it, it's just not my bag.
Yeah.
Played some Double Dragon, which I have to call Microsoft about, because it's one of those games that they discontinued, and for some reason my copy that I purchased is coming up as a demo.
Oh.
I'm sure they need to do
Oh,
something.
so you're not talking Double Dragon Neon.
No, not ew. That piece of shit. Absolutely not. That game doesn't exist. Also played some Super Nintendo. Some Super Mario World.
Starring T. Yoshisaur Munchakoopas.
Also played some WWF Raw and WWF Royal Rumble, which pretty much look the same. They just have new characters and movesets.
Oh, speaking of the Royal Rumble, folks at Harmonix are putting on another Royal Rumble at PAX this weekend.
Nice.
Did you see the YouTube of the one from East?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that was crazy, and I'm looking forward to this one. I mean, I've started to see some of the promos. Jeff Gerstmann did a promo for for the Rumble and as his alter ego, Dr. Tracksuit, and man, the guy was just intense. And Dave Lang just spent his calling out John Drake.
You know, I still don't know who any of these fucking people are.
Dave Lang, Iron Galaxy.
Don't care.
Dive Kick.
Don't care.
John Drake's, formerly Harmonix, now with Sony.
Don't care.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about stuff. News of the universe. Yeah, the big talk of the internet the past few months is how Google was going to buy Twitch.
And essentially turn into YouTube too.
Yeah.
But
and that did not happen. Amazon bought Twitch.
Thank God. Well,
thank God.
They have their own video and music service as well, which I mean would tie in nicely probably, but at least people are not going to get fucked. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon doesn't really have anything like Twitch.
No, it doesn't, and it would be a good way for them to, you know, have advertisements played for free.
Heck, they could even use Twitch to show off some of the games they're selling.
Exactly. Use it to, like, I don't know, show product or show early demos of it.
Yeah.
Cool. That'd be a good way to sell games early. I don't know. I'm also glad that it's not Google and we're not.
Oh, yeah.
Because then otherwise it's like, first of all, I know you guys are streaming gaming footage, so stop doing it. Yeah. By the way, here's Lady Gaga's latest video. And Beyonce hits. Anyways.
Okay. Holy shit! Harmonix announced yet another game. This one is a dual-stick shooter.
The colors look funky.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called A City Sleeps, and it's coming to Steam October 16th. I hope it makes it to consoles at some point.
It looks pretty cool.
It looks pretty cool.
But I would like to actually play it and see what it's like.
Yeah, Steam is taking pre-orders and 15% discount. They have just the game, as well as a bundle with the soundtrack.
As we all know, pre-orders are bullshit. More on that later.
Ska Studios also announced a game today. They announced a game called Salt and Sanctuary, coming for PS4 and Vita.
Looks like the love between them and Microsoft has perhaps ended.
Or, yeah, maybe Sony made them a better offer. Or
I don't know. It's got
the other thing that surprises me about this is I thought their next game was going to be Dishwasher 3.
That's what I thought too, and this game kind of looks like Dishwasher actually, except it's got more of an RPG look to it.
Yeah.
90s RPG.
It looks pretty cool. And
that studio has never disappointed me with any of their games.
Yeah.
None of their games have sucked. None of them.
Yeah.
Even if they were in my bag, they were still not bad games.
Yeah, I mean, even their XNA indie games have been fun. I mean, I made a game with zombies in it. ZP2KX, Time Viking and Space Raptor. Time Viking! Time Viking!
Again, they've not made crap, so I don't expect them to start making.
Yeah, and with essentially a 2-person team.
I thought it was a 3-person team now.
I know. As far as I know, it's just James and Michelle.
But Super Dunners left.
Who?
Super Dunners. He was their PR person, essentially. He used to be on the Xbox 360 fan cast with Joystick.
I do not. I know nothing.
This
All
was.
I know is James and Michelle.
Or I'm thinking of a different developer, possibly.
Yeah, possibly. But their website did state that it was only a timed exclusive, and this is coming next year. Nice. So that this could still find its way to Xbox platforms or PC. The big thing in the past week has been assholes on the internet. Sundays you had DDS attacks on PSN, Xbox Live, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, EVE Online. Probably a couple that I don't even know about. And the same group behind the DDS attack also called in a bomb threat on the plane that the head of Sony Online Entertainment was on. That is insane! What the fuck?
If you have the right access, you can track if people are on an airplane, what flight they're on, if you really wanted to.
What shocks me is not that somebody could do it, but that somebody did!
I'm not shocked. Listen to me. There's a lot of people out there, especially in the undernet, not the internet, in the undernet, who detest big business and government.
Yeah.
Like, these are, I would say, borderline cyber terrorists.
Borderline? I'm not even sure I'd say borderline. It's exactly what these guys are.
The thing is, you got to keep in mind, the same people are the ones that do the same thing to places like Westboro Baptist Church, as well as, with their faces, Scientology. PETA, exactly. You know, the people that we don't like, they also don't like. So it's kind of a...
I don't know. Then they should go after those people. They shouldn't go after gaming companies. I mean, you're affecting other people who like the same stuff you do.
See, that is also...
And putting a bomb, doing a bomb threat on a plane just because it's carrying a Sony exec, that is just sick.
I'd like to know why. That's the first thing I'm thinking. It's like, what the fuck did Sony do recently? Is this because they still charge $50 more for the PS4 in Canada? Maybe that's why.
Yeah. Also, some of the other things going on this week. Zoe Quinn. Are you familiar with Zoe Quinn?
No idea who that is.
She's a indie developer. She did a game called Depression Quest.
Yeah, I remember the name Depression Quest.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a whole controversy. Apparently, an ex-boyfriend pissed and was pretty much accusing her of sleeping with guys just to get better publicity and game reviews, etc. And it's not like the internet had previously been kind to Zoe Quinn, because for some reason all the assholes have gone after her for the past couple of years. But apparently after all this, and all these personal attacks on her online, she was hacked. Personal info was put on the net. Also hacked, Phil Fish.
That doesn't surprise me. All that I
Um,
had to unfollow him from Twitter because all he was posting is like Ferguson shit.
yeah. But Phil Fish, he was also hacking both him and Polytron's account. Hacked info on put on the net, and as a result, he is getting out. He is selling Polytron and the Fez IP. Whereas Zoe Quinn, on the other hand, is committed. She will be at PAX this weekend. In fact, she's supposed to be part of the Royal Rumble, I believe.
Wait a minute, Phil Fish is backing up because he got hacked,
Yeah.
and he's selling his company as well as the Fez IP. So essentially, doing what he should have done when the game was still hot.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the Fez IP is worth as much now.
Oh, have you listened to the last podcast 64 yet?
No, I have not.
Apparently, Phil Fish back in the day was a regular on the DMGI forums, and I was friends with him. This, according to Philip Wesley.
Do you have proof of that?
I don't 100% believe it myself. Does Philip have proof of that?
I don't think Philip does. I think he's just FOS.
Yeah.
Also, Zoe Quinn doesn't look like a person that would sleep with people for publicity.
Yeah. I thought she was gay, myself.
She just doesn't look like somebody who would just randomly fuck around with dudes, okay? She's just
I don't know.
pretty obvious.
Well, addiction and depression go hand in hand. Maybe she's compensating. Maybe she's got a problem. I don't want to speculate. Also, Anita Sarkeesian, who's been doing those women video game tropes. I forget the name of the series, but apparently she's been driven out of her home by online abuse and death threats.
Really? Fuck.
Yeah.
Good thing famous nobody listens to us.
Yeah. And we're two white guys.
And that too, yes. I don't know why people have to give people death threats, like serious death threats to people online.
Too many people giving folks shit on the internet. You know, if you don't like something somebody says,
that's the problem. Because their own lives are so incredibly uninteresting that they have to divulge in other people's lives.
I mean, if you feel the need to correct somebody or debate somebody, do it with class. Do it in the right way. Don't be an asshole.
But that's the problem. Everyone's sitting behind a monitor in their own home behind a firewall. Nobody knows who I am. I'm going to call this guy the N-word. And no one can do anything about it.
Yeah.
We're living in an age of no consequences.
Yeah.
Which I hate.
I actually saw a video of IGN's Greg Miller. He was talking about somebody who said something, I believe it was I want to say Dead Space 2 review. Somebody who was really being an asshole in the comments. And he wound up getting an interview at IGN. And big lunch interview with several IGN bigwigs, and they were interviewing the guy. Greg was quiet, and then Greg's turn to talk. He confronted him about his comments.
Really?
Let him have it. I mean, yeah, Greg Miller never forgets. He probably, I mean, he definitely knows who Joel is.
I'll never forget that. It's like, why is my handle on an IGN page? What's it doing there? What the fuck is this?
Episode 179, Greg Miller never forgets.
I don't think for one, people should stop comment. If you have nothing, like there's so many times where I've wanted to comment on something either on Facebook or Google Plus or even Twitter and YouTube, and I literally write a paragraph and then I just erase it all and say fuck it. Like, you know what? Screw it. This is not worth it. Why am I getting pissed about nothing? And then I move on. I don't know why more people can't simply move on when something bothers them. Like, it's like, oh, this one little thing is like has its hooks in you for the next like half an hour.
Yeah. Or if you disagree with somebody, you can't disagree with them gracefully. You have to make it personal. You know, I'm surprised that Arthur Geese is still in the industry. He takes a lot of shit.
I'm not quite sure how he does it, but I guess he likes the money and likes what he does.
Yeah. And I mean, one example I had, Inception 2. Polygon's Megan Farakamesh gave it a 4, which I didn't agree. I see her points, and I understand what, and I think, one, I have nothing personal against her. Just because I don't agree with her point of view.
Right.
I mean, I see where she's coming from. I mean, Nintendo World Report reviewed the same game, and they gave it a more, probably closer to what I would have given a 7. But I think the fault with that also was with the Polygon review editorial team, Arthur Geese. I think they probably assigned the game to the wrong person. But then again, nothing personal. Just because I don't agree, nothing personal. Everybody makes mistakes. Not everybody is going to agree with you, and that is fine.
And if you don't agree with what's playing on that page, why don't you go somewhere fucking else? Where they do.
Okay. And finally, I guess not finally. We got 2 more topics here. Actually, I'll skip ahead. We briefly talked about early access with Centrus. And 3 big things with early access. There's good. The good, you get to play a game sooner. And if you're a bit of a development nerd, you get to see how it comes along, where it was to where it will be. The bad, of course, you're getting an unfinished game. And of course, the ugly. And apparently this has been happening to a couple games on Steam. What if the devs take the money and run?
Well, has anyone done that so far?
I think there's been 1 or 2 cases on Steam where they just don't finish.
But then again, the early access program doesn't guarantee that it'll be finished.
Yeah.
Does it?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Again, you're playing Russian roulette. I don't know why.
Yeah. No, I mean, with the particular game I did, Centrus, this was also a Kickstarter. So besides the accountability of Steam, she's also got the accountability of Kickstarter.
Right.
And I really liked what I saw when she did a video. It was in a video for IGN with Greg Miller showing off the game, and she was also talking about the game on the Giant Bombcast, which I thought that was awesome for the Giant Bombcast to actually get a female developer on their show. I mean, with Giant Bomb taking a lot of criticism for not having female voices, but
the voices have we had on our show too.
Yeah, I wish we would have had more female voices. I just don't know a lot of female gamers.
Here's the thing, though: female gamers don't. I don't know how to say this without sounding horrible. They don't immerse themselves into the culture as much. I would say.
Or let's say, how about the female gamers you've encountered?
The female gamers that I've encountered love playing video games, but they don't make it known that they do. I mean, they don't pull out BDS or something.
I mean, we don't want to pull out any absolutes.
Exactly.
We'll just say what we've encountered.
From what I've encountered is they don't pull their consoles out like and make it obvious as like, hey, by the way, I play this.
Wow. Sarah seems pretty serious about gaming.
And you know what? I've never met anyone like that in person.
Yeah.
Even
I've known Sarah since she was, I want to say she was like 15 or so, if that.
Like what is it?
And she's always been big into games.
I mean, I went out on a few dates with this chick like 11 or 12 years ago that was into Street Fighter. She was really good at it too.
Yeah.
Probably the best female competition I've ever had in my life, as far as playing Street Fighter goes. But she also didn't advertise that she was a Street Fighter fiend or that she was really good at it. Like there was indication, like absolutely no indication that she would. It just, I don't know. At least from the ones I've encountered.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll qualify it as that. And finally, our final discussion. This was something you brought up on Twitter.
Not just on
buy games.
I've brought this not just up on Twitter. I've brought it up randomly throughout the past 6 months, and that's pretty much, when should you buy your games?
Yeah, I mean, if you buy it at launch, it's going to cost you more money, and you got crowds and lines. But if it's a game you really, 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 really want, you got it day one.
I mean, there's very few games I have to have day one. I mean, I think the only game that I have to have day one from this point going forward will be a Grand Theft Auto game.
Yeah.
I would not stand in line or get anything right off the bat at this point other than that game. But that's also mainly because I've learned, again, through the last generation of games, that what's the point of getting it at launch? You're just going to get a cheaper, better version with all the DLC for cheaper eventually.
I mean, yeah, there are exceptions to the rule. Like, Nintendo hardly ever marks down their stuff.
Well, of course not. And also, it's
so
all...
Nintendo, you can get, you're okay to get that early on because it's probably not going to go down.
Because it doesn't matter. It's not going to go down in price, and there isn't going to be as many sales either. Well, sometimes you have 2 for 1 sales.
Yeah.
When you buy 2 games, you get 1 free, which is cool.
Yeah.
But even they're starting to switch to digital too, so getting a 1 isn't exactly very hard.
Yeah, I mean, like, I got a notification on my 3DS today reminding me that when the 3DS Smash Brothers comes out, it's going to be available at midnight on the eShop.
Are you going to actually get up at midnight, download it, and then go back?
No, because I believe it's coming out on a Friday. I'll have to double check that. If it was coming out on a Saturday, then yes, I would totally stay up. If it was coming out for a Friday where I have to work I have to work on that Friday, I'd just download it in the morning. In the morning and let it download while I'm at work.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to get up. I mean, you just set your alarm, pop your DS open, go to the...
Then I have to go back to sleep.
Okay, if some people have more trouble, then never mind.
Yeah.
I just don't think pre-ordering games is worth it. I mean, in Canada especially, we don't get pre-order bonuses, and I've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
A pre-order bonus is bullshit up here. I mean, it's literally horse shit.
Now, with pre-ordering, one of the things I like that Sony has been doing, pre-ordering digitally, it'll automatically download for you. So that's no effort at all. And I wish Nintendo would do that, would have pre-orders.
And also, the whole attitude of "I want it now" really has to stop.
Yeah.
I have the same feeling still with the PS4.
Yeah.
I'm not getting it until the hardware revision comes out because why? Because there's something wrong with it, obviously, that they haven't discovered yet or that they can make better. There's always room for improvement, and would rather wait until there's an improved version of the console.
I mean, right now I have 5 games on pre-order. And they're all pre-ordered for various reasons. Smash Brothers for Wii U because, well, it's Smash Brothers. And plus I pre-ordered the bundle with the GameCube controller and the adapter. Because that's how I want to play Smash Brothers.
With the upper bean button?
Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call. The launch version comes with a soundtrack. So if I had waited, I wouldn't have that. Disney Infinity. Best Buy had a deal. You pre-order the game, you get a bonus carrot. Skylanders. I'm getting a special edition. And Disney Fantasia Music Evolved. For pre-orders, you're getting 3 bonus songs. One of them being "Let It Go, Let It Go."
I still haven't seen that movie.
You still haven't seen that movie?
No interest.
Maybe how about the Retro Nick version?
Retro Nick perform it live.
Yeah. You wanna blow, hey man? Maybe we should get Retro Nick to call in next week or something.
Yeah, we should. But that depends on the schedule.
Yeah. We'll talk about that after the show. We'll post that on Facebook and Twitter whenever we decide what we're doing. But yeah. So yeah. That's why I pre-order. If there's a deal or a bonus or an exclusive something, if there's that incentive there, yes, I'll pre-order. And of course, if there's that must-buy game like a Smash Brothers or the hypothetical Rock Band 4.
Again, with me, it's just a matter of there's just no games that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Would pre-order.
Yeah, like Fantasy Life is one that looks good on 3DS, but I think I'm gonna wait on that. Little Big Planet 3. I'm actually still on the fence. Actually, I probably am gonna pre-order that somewhere. I'm pretty much on the fence on where I'm gonna pre-order it from. So yeah, just manage, pretty much just manage your anticipation level versus what incentives there are appropriately, and don't just go and buy out game day one unless you really have a good reason.
And thinking you're better than someone else does not count as a good
That's not a good reason.
That's a shit reason, and that's actually why I think most people do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Get a game day one because you want to play that game day one.
Not because you want to tell somebody, "Hey, asshole, did you get the game yet? Oh, you didn't? You suck."
Or that loading ready run sketch. You may not have a PS4, but I have 4 PS4s. You don't have any, and I have 4.
Good God.
So I think that's all we got this week.
That's all we got this week? We're about almost 40 minutes in.
Yeah. Any random words of randomness?
None whatsoever. It's Fan Expo weekend.
Oh yeah, so we're going to be talking about that on the final Crossborder Gaming next week.
Likely. Alright.
So pretty much all I have to say is, to quote Will Wheaton, don't be a dick.
And to quote me, who the fuck's Will Wheaton? I know who that is, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So, yeah, next week. Probably next week.
Unless there's a slow news week, then they'll be delayed another week.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what we're going to be doing next week. I've actually started talking to some potential guests.
Excellent.
So we'll do something. We'll do something big or small. I don't know. We'll do something. You'll know about it. We'll post it on Twitter. We'll post it on Facebook. I'll hire a guy in a plane with a banner to fly over your town. That I don't know. Yeah.
Never mind.
Something. Skywriters. I don't. Anyway.
How's crossbordergaming.com or actually no, or that doesn't matter anymore. Check us out
Stitcher, iTunes. Emails, hbomb, emasterfeedback, all at crossbordergaming.com. Facebook.com/CBG podcast, YouTube.com/crossbordergaming. Voicemails, please. For the last show, we really want some voicemails. 747-CBG Pod 5, 747-224-7635. Twitter is USFHBomb, eMaster1980, CBG Podcast, Audio Booze, HBomb and eMaster. Random podcast shoutouts, Protodome Radio at mixcloud.com/eMaster1980, HBomb and Friends, Retrofunction.com, Podcast 64. We just did an episode talking about the Game Boy and The Legend of Zelda with special guest Phil. And he talks about how Phil Fish used to be a regular on the DMGI's forums. Fantastic Neighborhood, Retro Nick Radio, Game Enthuse, Irrational Passions, DMGIce.com Radio, DMG.com, AnimationIsArt.com, ReclamationBrewing.com. Hey, they're putting up drywall this weekend.
I know. Fuck, I really would like to go there and see it when it's done.
Yeah. Maybe bring the equipment. CBG the reunion. One night only.
At the Reclamation Brew Pub?
Yeah.
I just
Maybe we can talk Brendan and Ben to bring back TGP one night only. Dual ticket. So next show, we may do it next Thursday. We may do it on Friday now that Irrational Passions isn't podcasting on Fridays. We'll talk about it. We'll let you know.
Yep. So, good night.
Yeah. Good night, big balls.
Toodles.